Live from our studios, just steps from the fabulous Las Vegas Strip, it's the Business Lounge with your host, David Wright.
Hi, I'm your host, David Wright, and welcome to the Business Lounge, where we talk to real people about real business and real success. With me today, I have Dan Williams. Dan is the Chief Operations Officer of 3 Square Food Bank. Dan, thank you for being on the show today.
Thanks for having me, David.
Would you tell the audience a little bit about who Dan Williams is?
I'm a Las Vegas native, born and raised here in Vegas, and really been working all my life in the grocery business. 33 years, started with Alpha Beta in 1979, and then Lucky Stores, and lastly was Albertson Stores before I joined 3 Square.
How long have you been with 3 Square?
Just under 2 years. This October will be 2 years.
You know, I know that 3 Square has grown tremendously. When I first heard about 3 Square, you were in one building. How has that campus changed in the last several years?
Yeah, so 3 Square started in 2007, December. It was really the vision of Eric Hilton. Very simple vision. No one in the community should be hungry. So we grew very fast. We started again in 2007, and and it was a perfect storm because here comes 2008. You've got the market crash. You've got the economic downturn. So we grew the need was prevalent. So then our second building became available next door to us in 2009, and these large foundations, along with the Hilton Foundation, the Ingolstadt Foundation, the Reynolds Foundation, all came together, and we call them angel donors. They start up nonprofits. So we were able to expand our operation into the second building. So today we are blessed to have 2 highly functional warehouses, over 125,000 square feet of procurement and distribution model.
Okay, I think sometimes people think of a food bank and you look at how the media portrays that as some little store in the back of a church or whatever. How many people do you service, and how has that face changed over the years?
Yeah, so there's a misnomer out there. It's not the guy or the gal on the corner asking for food. Many people think that, but really the face of hunger has changed, not only in this community, but throughout the nation. Mom and dad who enjoyed great employment, and now they're unemployed or underemployed, so they still have to put food on the table. So, they're making choices between paying the rent, paying the bills, putting food on the table. Seniors are faced every day buying medicine or buying food.
So, I was out at your facility, a week ago or a week and a half ago, and I was really impressed with the fact that you have an on-site kitchen, a huge commercial kitchen. What does that kitchen do?
A lot. I tell you, Mr. Hilton, our founder, really had this vision: nobody should be hungry in the community. And it really starts with children. So you can't have, they're the future. They're our future leaders of this community. So when you look at feeding a child, it's absolutely essential you do that. So what we do out of that kitchen is mainly provide meals for after-school programs, so Safe Key, YMCA, Boys and Girls Club. So again, these kids, over 58% of children just in Clark County are on free and reduced lunch. There's over 130,000 kids that are unfortunately labeled food insecure. So what are they doing afternoon after they've gone to school and had maybe a breakfast and a lunch at school? So what are they doing for a dinner? Many are going home to a refrigerator that is empty, or mom and dad are out there working. So we provide afternoon fresh meals to these after-school sites. So about 30,000 meals a week go out of our kitchen and are delivered to about 165 sites.
So this has to be a huge logistical effort that's put forth every single day, not every week, but every day. Give the audience some sense of how many truckloads of food you process through on a weekly basis or daily basis?
So before Three Square was established in 2007, the Clark County Food Bank was doing about 1 million pounds a year. So to give you an example of the size and the scale that we are today, we just had our best year, 33 million pounds distributed. So, you know, it's the meals that go out of the kitchen. It is rescue. We do a lot of rescue food through the grocery stores. We have 180 partners that we pick up food Monday through Friday. About 14.5 million pounds of food is rescued right here in the community.
When you use the term rescue food, and some of the audience may not be familiar with that term. So what is rescue food?
So rescue food basically is non-retail ready. So this could be the packaged salad that the retail partner cannot serve or sell the next day. It's out of date. Or it could be that little bruise on an apple or a nick on an orange, fresh produce. The bakery product, the bread that goes out of code. There's nothing wrong with the product. It can't be sold after the best buy or sell by date. So that's what we go to the grocery stores, and we have great partners that package this up every day, and we're there in the morning rescuing it. And then our model is a little different than some food banks throughout the country. Some food banks bring it back to their facility, process it. We have some great partners that actually do that for us because of the sensitivity to the food. We want to get that into a client's hands that evening or early next morning. So we do that through over 200 agency partners. So we pick up the food from the retailers and then we deliver it that same afternoon to agency partners who distribute it to the front lines.
That's pretty amazing. Does Three Square Food Bank just serve the Las Vegas Valley, or are you reaching out to other areas?
Well, most of our business is done in Clark County, about 97% of it, but we do Nye, Esmeralda, and Lincoln County as well, so about 42,000 square miles. So we cover the southern half of the state. We're an affiliate of Feeding America. Feeding America has 200 food banks, at least one in every state. Nevada has 2. We handle the southern part of the state, and then there's a food bank in Reno as well.
So if I'm a person in need, I'm looking at that, how do I find out about Three Square and what they do? What are some of the criteria that needs to be met for me to receive food from Three Square?
Well, you would basically go to our website, threesquare.org, and you would find an agency partner. And there's over 200 of them. There's 268 programs that are food related within this group. And you basically connect through our website or directly through an agency partner. And there's no forms to fill. It's basically they want your name. You know, if you can provide a phone number or an address, either one. But it's no questions asked. If you need help, the food is out there.
So there's no ID, no income guideline requirements.
No income guideline.
Show up and I can receive food going through an agency partner.
Definitely.
Now, I know that you were talking about that there are a lot of major contributors to your organization, so that must mean you have a board of directors. Talk about some of the partners that you've been able to garner to sit on that board of directors for Three Square.
I would say we have the best board in Southern Nevada. Just a tremendous group of individuals. Diana Bennett is our board chair. Many board members throughout the casino industry, banking industry. We get a tremendous amount of support from all of our board members. We have the best CEO that you could ask for in Brian Burton, and frankly, that's why I joined Three Square. You know, if you look at, I was very successful in my business, in the grocery business, but, you know, I didn't know the need surrounding hunger. I mean, I was probably guilty of that misnomer where it's just, you know, the guy who's sitting on Four Master Lane waiting for Catholic Charities to serve a lunch or a dinner. But when you really find out and you get that awareness level of really what's going on. I cannot fathom a child being hungry in this day and age in the United States. There is absolutely enough food in the United States to feed every man, woman, and child multiple times over that is food insecure. So, to me, it was business. You know, when I looked at my business, I kind of did everything I wanted to do. It was time for a change. I was fortunate enough to meet Brian back in 2011. So I knew about 3 Square. I knew about the nonprofit world. I actually sold groceries through my grocery store to Catholic Charities and Salvation Army and other organizations. So I knew that I learned about the need, and then as I continued to learn more about the need, I learned how we could solve this, and it's solvable. It's absolutely obtainable, and the vision, it was very simple back in 2007. No one should be hungry. So that's what we do every day. We find solutions to bring food into Southern Nevada and get it effectively distributed to the people who need it.
So right now, you're serving a tremendous number of people.
About 137,000 people each month.
Each month are served through your organization. Mm-hmm. Where do you see the organization growing to after this? I'm sure the need will continue for some time to come, but where do you see the organization growing?
Yeah, unfortunately, there's always going to be a need. You know, you have generational poverty that people just can't seem to get out of. We certainly saw a lot of situational poverty with the economic downturn. You know, everybody, there's a perception that unemployment is going down, everything is getting better. You know, when Vegas was in its heyday and 2,000 people were moving here every month, you had 250,000 people that were food insecure. It's never going to go away. If you can have the food readily available, why wouldn't you do that? So that's really the goal here. Is it's not going to go away. You're still going to have, you know, today we see 315,000 people food insecure. That's the level here just in our community. 315,000 people every single day are food insecure. Some are going an entire day or 2 days without food. They don't have regular access to food. They can't afford food. This is where they turn to us. So again, it's something that we can actually take care of. When we talked about the angel funders, they got us started. So as those foundations sunset, now it's really about coming together. It's really people giving back. It's the organizations that we serve doing more. It's mom and dad and the average donor coming together and, you know, giving what they can. When you think about the efficiencies of 3 Square, you know, for every $1 that we raise, we can put 3 meals out there. Okay, that's like almost 4 pounds of food. And then when you think about, the admin costs, we're at 93 cents of every dollar goes directly into procurement and distribution of food. It's a very efficient model. So when you have 21 trucks out there, you have 185 donors, a couple hundred agency partners, you're starting to get it done. Now we just need to get the community more involved and get that kind of mid-level donor coming to us. Volunteering, last year we had almost 16,000 people come to us and volunteer their time. Almost 107,000 hours of volunteer labor. So people want to help. Sometimes they don't know how to help. It's whether they give their time or their voice or their resources, their treasure. But when you bring people together and get everybody focused on something good's going to happen.
One of those community partners that you've partnered with coming up this fall is Convoy of Hope Las Vegas.
Yes.
And you're going to be contributing to the overall success of that organization event in November. What specifically are you doing for Convoy of Hope here?
Well, very excited to support Convoy of Hope Las Vegas. Again, so many agencies are out there just on the front lines every day fighting hunger. We're their support mechanism. We're not on the front lines. We're the distribution center that supports them through food. So we're very excited when any one of our agency partners wants to do more, because we want to do more. So it's all about getting more food out. So when Pastor Tom approached us, it was a no-brainer. Yeah, we'll whatever you need. So when you look at the size and scale of the property that it's going to be on, we can go pretty big on this thing. So Convoy of Hope brings in an entire trailer of dry groceries that is volunteers bag up, and you're able to, after the event, everybody gets a bag or two of food, depends on how many people. It would not be surprising if we saw 10,000 people there. So what we want to do is make sure we have enough food there. So we are going to provide anywhere from 50 to 60,000 pounds of just fresh produce to go along with the dry goods. And then depending where the numbers come in, we'll supply more dry food as well. So worst thing you can do is come to a dinner and you run out of food, right?
Absolutely.
So we want to definitely have enough food. Food is a great connector. Come on out for it. It's great, you know, when you look at these agencies, you know, they have great missions, and they're into, you know, behavioral health and, you know, attacking all these social injustices. Hunger is a social injustice that we will tackle. We will bring together these agencies and the people, and we will get this food out to people who need it. It's a social injustice that is absolutely curable. We can't cure unemployment. We can't cure poverty, but we can bring in enough food and get it to the people who need it.
So how can people find out more about Three Square Food Bank? Not only if they want to volunteer, if they want to contribute, or if they need help.
We have a very comprehensive website. I think it took me 3 hours when I decided to join Three Square, and I really wanted to learn all about them. I stayed on there for a few hours. Very comprehensive website, www.threesquare.org. You can learn about hunger, learn about Map the Meal Gap, the meals that people miss in this community and throughout the nation. You can learn everything about our business and what we do, because we need everybody to get involved.
Well, Dan, I want to thank you for being on the show today. I really appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to talk about the business of hunger. This is Dave Wright from the Business Lounge, where we talk to real people about real business and real success. Until the next time, see you then.